Hello, Stampin' Peace friends. It is Tuesday, May 6th, and I'm coming to you live at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with my catalog walkthrough, new catalog walkthrough. And I'll also be showing you some online exclusives and 2 new kits that have been added to our collection today. So lots of things happening. I also have some announcements at the end, so I hope you'll watch all the way through. Was trying to adjust my camera to give you the best view of the catalog. It's not always easy because the view I see on my camera is different than the view I see on my computer screen, which is what you see. So, okay, I think that's pretty good, so I'm going to go with it. All right, beautiful annual catalog cover. It looks fresh and springy and has one of my favorite sweets on there. So as I open this up, I always like to read the message from Shelley and Sarah, our co-founder and CEO of Stampin' Up. And I hope you'll read it too, because I think it does apply to everybody. We've got some icons noted over here. The one thing I want to mention is the letter N in the pink box. This was something that was missing from last year's catalog. It denotes new products, new as of this catalog today. So that was something that people really missed last year, and Stampin' Up! Heard us and brought it back. Languages, QR codes, if you use that with your phone, and then this denotes that there are more, there's more information on that particular product. We've got an index, and once again, our catalog is divided into types of crafting. Do you like step-by-step crafting, quick and easy options, or do you want to do it your own way with lots of different products and sweets, etc.? Talks briefly about our Making a Difference program, about gathering, because you know crafting is always more fun when we're doing it with friends, right? This I love, and I have not filled out mine intentionally because I didn't want to, I want you to come up with your own ideas. Didn't want you to see mine and be like, oh, that's a good one, because we all have different reasons why we craft, different occasions that we craft for, and different people that we craft for. So go ahead and take a few minutes today and think about your reasons for crafting. Okay, the first section is step-by-step crafting. They have noted 2 of our kits. Now, in the online exclusives, in the online store, you are going to find many, 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 many more kits. This was a fairly recent release, Heirloom Arrangements, and this is a brand new release as of today, the Beautiful Blues kit. I've already had it on my order, already ordered it. It is gorgeous, and the cards are for sympathy, support, encouragement, showing signs of caring, that sort of thing. It's amazing. And of course, we've got a couple more on the backside. Birthday Bash kit is lots of fun because it is gift card holders and gift bags. And there is a coordinating kit with cards that matches it, coordinates with it. The Pop-Up Pals kit would be fun, especially if you send cards to little ones. The next section is, and before we leave this step-by-step crafting section, remember these 4 kits are just a tiny portion of the kits that we sell. So check online for the kits collection and you'll find much, much more. Also keep in mind that these kits are all inclusive. They include everything you need to complete the kits, which is incredibly awesome. We have some that involve stamping and some that are no stamping kits, which is great. Personally, I like them all, but I love the no stamping kits. I've been doing several lately just to build up my card inventory, so I have cards to send on the spot. I also love them for gifts. If I want to gift somebody a selection of cards, or if I want to gift them the, okay, I think, okay, it looks like I lost the internet signal for a moment, but I think it's back. But as I was saying, kits, I love them. Do them as is, as directed in the instructions, or you can change them up, make them your own, buy them for yourself, buy them for gifts. No matter what, they are worth the money. They are a great, great value. Okay, next section is scrapbooking workshop kits. Since we've added scrapbooking workshop kits to our product line about a year ago, this is the first time we actually have these in a catalog. There are 4 workshop kits. Scrapbooking workshop kits called, where is it? Memories in Bloom. Memories in Bloom. Okay, $33. Tells you exactly what is included. It also shows you the colors that are included. Turtley Sweet, again, shows you everything that's included, plus the colors involved. And each kit has a little bit of a technique to share. And in this one, it teaches using flip-flops, okay, which are a lot of fun. And keep in mind that the workshop kits don't have to be used just for scrapbooking. I've also used them to make collages and cards. So let your mind kind of wander and take you different places. The Weekend Adventures is a lot of fun. And I think this is a great one for masculine, birthdays, things like that, camping trips, nature hikes, all kinds of things. And here, the technique is embellishing with linen thread. Okay, so you can see that the techniques that they teach in these scrapbooking workshop kits are very, very simple. And my favorite feature, of course, is that they show you in the advertising what the coordinating colors are. And here's a wonderful one that I absolutely love. It's called Celebrate Together. So it works for birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, new homes, what else? New babies, new jobs, whatever you can think of. Anything you have a reason to celebrate for, this scrapbooking workshop kit will take care of it. Okay, on this page, and I like that they have some of these throughout, just like before it was our reason for crafting. Here is color combinations, okay? Designs and mashups, test your template. So I think this is a lot of fun. So please take a look at it and give it a try. And you know, after I complete my pages, I'll come back in a couple of weeks and show you what I've put, and maybe you can share what you've added to these open-ended pages. All right, quick and easy options. This is where we get to mix and match products. We're using a limited number of products, but it is not step-by-step instructions. It involves us putting different pieces together. All right. So this is where the mix and match ephemera packs come in. We even have some cards and envelope sets, some tag sets. And if you take a look on page 24, they give us some card and tag templates. And keep in mind, when you see a template, It's okay that they don't have specific dimensions. They're giving you kind of a shape layout, so we can adapt it to that anything we want. If they put dimensions in all of here, we're all going to be trying to figure out, okay, what is the perfect sentiment to go in this little rectangle here? That's not necessary because we can make it fit whatever we're using, right? Here are some examples of cards and tags made with the mix and match products. Continuing to the quick and easy options, they are showing us some scrapbook templates that can be made using these ephemera packs and mix and match products. And we have many that are returning, okay? Many that are returning. So if you still got favorites that maybe you didn't purchase last catalog, you can grab them here, or you can grab some of the new ones. Remember that N and the color box means it's a brand new product, never seen before. We continue with memories and more. I will be doing a demonstration using the Celebration Expressions Memory and More pack. I love these packs for quick and easy cards. I also love them for pocket page memory keeping. You can also add them as elements to your scrapbook pages. I've even made some collages with some of them too. Okay, here is a couple of Stampin' Spot collections, okay? These are the mini 1-inch Stampin' Spots. It's the very same ink as our larger ink pads, but this is a nice way to grab some of the colors maybe you don't have, or if you're new to stamping, just starting out and want to try out some different colors, this is a perfect way to do that. Also, they give you a few different ways, techniques to use those Stampin' Spots, which I love, right? We're always going to use our products more if we know how to use them or have multiple ways to use our products. We want the most bang for our investment, right? Most bang for our buck. So I love it that they give us techniques to use. Layered Thoughts. I absolutely love this stamp set. This was gifted to everybody that attended the Demonstrator on Stage event in November. And let me show you a couple of cards. These are a set of cards I made just showing off our brand new in colors. Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, Strawberry Slush, and this dark color, this dark border is the Secret Sea. And I just thought it matched well with the Misty Moonlight. So I just, and it was kind of, look what I did. I just cut the strips. I will post this with dimensions in case you want to do something like this. And here is something my friend made. Tracy Darling made these. If you live in the Ross, Ohio area and you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or are looking for classes to attend, you need to contact Tracy Darling, and I can get you her information if you're in the Ross, Ohio area. But these were a couple of cards she made featuring that stamp set as well. Congrats. A few weeks ago, I made some cards using the big thank you. Congrats goes right along with that, about the same size. So I love it. Great for graduations. It could be for a new job, a new home. It could be a baby card. You know, you're just going to change up the colors and make it whatever you want. The Encircled with Love stamp set is a lot of fun. You can use it with different size punches. However, it suggests the new 1 7/8 inch circle punch. I want to put a plug in here right here though. The 1 7/8 inch circle plug is not yet available. It is the one product that did not come on time to the distribution center. It is expected by the end of May. So just know that, okay? The 1 7/8 inch circle punch is coming the end of May. Of course, some of our returning favorites on page 37. Simple birthday is like that congrats and that thank you. I just got this one actually. But it's the one large stamp. So it is very bold, really makes the sentiment stand out, especially when you use it against designer series papers that are kind of small and subtle patterns. Here are 2 others. Well, actually, I have all 3 of these. So I'm glad to see all of those come back. All right, just a fun little bingo sort of game you can play there on page 38. Now, creativity your way. This is when Stampin' Up! Lays it all out. All the products we have, you get to create however your heart desires with whichever products you want. You're not limited by mix and match products or by a step-by-step kit, all right? Florals in Bloom is an incredible, incredible suite. I love it for so many different reasons. And I love every single sample on this page. It is what I like to call a mega suite because it has 2 bundles. And you can see they coordinate, but each you could use on its own. Some really pretty, what are these called? Flat pearls? Yes, flat pearls in our newest in colors. The designer series paper is gorgeous and has an amazing, amazing color combination. I will point out too, on this suite page, whenever they introduce a suite, if you want to buy all of the products in the suite, use the suite number instead of putting in, the 6 or 8 different numbers. Also, at the top of the suite page, it tells you all of the colors that are included in that product suite. Gives you some more samples. And this I love. It even kind of gives us a glimpse into how that designer series paper was created. I love our Stampin' Up! Artisan team. Every once in a while we get to see a video of how they created, especially designer series paper. But it really is neat thing to watch somebody like that in the process of creating our wonderful products. Gives you different ideas here for using some of the products. And this just goes on, doesn't it? I mean, that's how wonderful this suite is. That's how wonderful this suite is. Is this not amazing? Now, I have to say there is a lot of stamping and a lot of die cutting, but what a beautiful framed piece. I'm so tempted to make one of these for myself. I like floral prints and different things throughout my house. And I thought, how neat would that be? And maybe I'll do a family picture or maybe of my daughters or Riley, something like that. Would also make an incredible, incredible scrapbook page. A lot of work, but I think it would be worth it. Turtly Cute. Okay, Turtly Cute suite. I did get this suite. I really haven't made anything with it yet. I love the color combination up here. And I just think it's fun and cute. And Riley knows her turtles. She's always picking at seeing turtles and picking them out in books and things like that. So I'll do something fun for her with that. But it allows you to celebrate birthdays and other occasions, even gives a note of encouragement. It's okay to take it slow, right? Somebody's recovering from surgery or needs to slow down their life pace for whatever reason, but bright and fun, cute. Okay, more samples. It has a cute embossing folder that looks kind of like a shell, a turtle shell. Beautiful gallery. I have not purchased this yet, but it really is beautiful. It's kind of artsy, kind of shabby chic. You might see it as having an antique look, but definitely very beautiful. It too is a mega suite because it has 2 Stampin' Die bundles. I especially love the frames here. Oh, I should point out, in these dies, these 2 actually cut out the shapes. These 2 don't entirely cut it out. So you would maybe die cut a rectangle, and this is what you would have. And then some of these leaves and different details would pop up a bit, okay? But it doesn't actually cut out those 3 shapes. So it's kind of a unique way, a unique type of die. Absolutely love the, what are these called? Pressed flower motif embellishments. Gorgeous. The texture dot embellishments were my favorite. I think they've moved to the online store and will maybe be discontinued. I can't remember exactly. But I thought, oh, these are so close to those, but they have that little flower motif in there. And the paper, I should note, is 6x6. So you can do lots of fun things with that. Here's a better picture of. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong about these. No, I think they cut these out. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to get those and play with those. But here's an example of what I was talking about. That it doesn't cut out the whole shape. It just kind of cuts around bits and pieces so that some can be lifted off the page or you see some detail. Okay, this was really intriguing to me. I put it on my order this morning. And, you know, I looked up the pronunciation of this a few days ago, and now I can't remember. Kintsugi? I'll have to look it up again. But the ironic thing was, I was watching a movie on Netflix probably recently, and a woman broke a handmade vase by this man's deceased wife. And she felt so bad about it. And he didn't know, but she took the broken pieces and put it back together with this method. And they explain what the method is, what the technique is. And it really is about repairing broken pottery with gold. And it has that, what do I want to say, that metaphor or message of we're all broken in some way, but imperfection is okay. And what a great message for all of us. We've all been through something that made us feel hurt or broken, but we've put the pieces of our heart back together and we keep on going. So that's kind of what I got from this. It is so beautiful. I can't wait to design something wonderful with it. Okay, boho vibes. It's got some neat kind of nature-inspired colors, I'll say. Got the rainbow effect, if somebody loves that. Love the stamp set, sending good vibes. What a great way to say thinking of you, huh? Okay, and notice these dies here, how it cuts, they cut individual rainbow shapes. All right, next section is scrapbooking from scratch. Instead of the scrapbooking workshop kits that tell us step by step how to put the pages together, which are so wonderful. You don't have to do it that way, but if you choose to, it's wonderful. I often do it that way. But then I also like the scrapbooking from scratch. So they have all the same themes, and these go with, they match, they coordinate with our scrapbooking workshop kits. But it doesn't have everything, and it doesn't have the directions. This is where you put your own ideas to the pages. So Memories in Bloom stamp set. Of course, this is wonderful for scrapbooking pages, but you can also use many of these images and sentiments on cards. So they'll give you the paper pack with the sticker sheet, and this is the only way you can get the sticker sheet when you buy it, the DSP sticker sheet combo. And then you get a selection of two-tone cardstock in the coordinating colors of that DSP. So there's Memories in Bloom. Here's Turtley Sweet. Again, who wouldn't want a card that says Smiles and Sunshine? But we can also use it for memory keeping. Celebrate Together. I like that it has all of these little sentiments that you can combine with the larger ones. Don't you love the colors in that? There's something special about that color combo. Weekend Adventures. And then here they explain what a flip-flap is, okay? Flip-flaps are most often used on scrapbook pages, but I have seen them used on cards as well. And it allows extra space on your page. Could be for an extra photo. It could be for extra journaling space, but really a neat, clever way of adding additional space to our page. And they come in different sizes as well. We now have albums again, both post albums and D-ring albums, and the protective pages as well. We now have two-tone cardstock in every one of our current Stampin' Up colors, okay? Every one of our current Stampin' Up colors. We also now have, which we have been selling, but not everybody has noticed, White Willow 12 by 12 cardstock. What I will tell you about the White Willow cardstock, it has more of a cool tone to it, whereas Basic White has more of a warm tone. Let me grab it. And I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see the difference here, but I'm going to try to show you. So, okay, so this is the Basic White. I'm looking at my screen to see how it compares on screen. But this has more of a warm, yellowish, beigey undertone. I don't think beigey is the right word. But this has more of a cool tone, okay? Maybe more of a bluish. It's not blue, but it's white. They're both white. But do you see the difference? Warm tone versus cool tone. I have noticed that the scrapbooking kits that I've used seem to coordinate very well with the Willow White. That's not to say Basic White doesn't work with it. It's just to say that this is a little bit different tone, and I think is a little bit different, better match when you're using the scrapbooking kits. Okay, here's a lot of examples where they're showing tone-on-tone colors. Okay, the darker and the lighter tone, darker and lighter tone, darker, lighter tone. So you can see, you can mix and match those tones, you can flip them over, you can use one or the other. To me, it gives us double the options, right? If we already have, what, I don't know, 48, 50 colors in our collection. If they're two-tone, now we have double that. We have 96 or 100, whatever it may be. Okay, now we get into the bundles, the Stamp and Die bundles. Notes and Totes is lots and lots of fun. And this is the bundle of the month for June. So if you've been in, if you're on my email newsletter list, you would have seen an explanation of what the bundle of the month video class is. This is a great way to show off those two-tone cards as well. Silly Safari. I did not put it on my order this morning because I'm waiting to buy it as a bundle and get the circle 1 7/8 inch circle punch with it. But I am so excited to make scrapbook pages and cards for Riley with this because she absolutely loves going to the zoo. They probably go at least once a week with their pass. She loves the animals. She has her favorites. She names lots of animals. So I'm so excited to get this for her later this month. Okay, on this page, this is very interesting, something we've never had before, at least not in my 17 years. We have this gorgeous bundle, Extraordinary Floral, and it has this coordinating washi tape. So you can actually lay the die. This is a single die, okay? Single stamp and single die. You can actually stamp and then cut all those pieces out after you color them with this one die, or you can use it with the washi tape. Now I'm going to tell you two things about this. I do have this on my order. I haven't used it yet, but two things I want to tell you about it. Washi tape is obviously sticky on one side, right? So you either want to put this on a white cardstock, lay it on a white cardstock, and then die cut it, or you can put it on, if you have any vellum. We don't sell vellum anymore, but if you have any of that, it would work well. Or you can put it on a window sheet, or even the plastic sheet that comes with our photopolymer stamp sets. And then once you die cut them, they peel off like stickers. So there's several different ways to use that. All right, this was top of my list, absolutely top of my list. And this is a first time bundle that includes 2 die sets. No stamp set, no punch, 2 die sets. The party alphabet dies and the party banner dies. Look at all of the different sizes here. Look at all the different sizes. And these, does it say? Yes, these are almost 3 inches high. A little more than about 1 3/4 by 3 inch. It's not quite that, I'm estimating. So you get an idea. So what a fun way to make banners. You can also make some fun cards, decorate gift bags. I love these gift boxes. What's in there? It looks like chocolates, an assortment of chocolates. Could be potpourri in there, whatever. And they just cut out the letter on the top, somebody's initial, obviously, and put a window sheet behind it. Isn't that clever? All right, The Right Words is my favorite sentiment stamp set in this catalog. In fact, I used it, what did I use it for? I used it on Thursday, May 1st, when I did my May One Sheet Wonder. And I used these 2 sentiments to make sympathy cards when I showed you my May One Sheet Wonder cards. But lots of them, thinking of you, sympathy, missing you, don't have the right words, but know that I love and care for you. You're so kind, thank you. So a real happy birthday. So a nice assortment of all occasion sentiments. And they've got a sentiment for the outside, the front of your card, as well as a coordinating one on the inside. One of my all-time top favorites here. Okay, if you have little ones, I haven't purchased these yet, but I'm trying to decide. Riley especially loves going to the park. I don't know. I love them both. But if you have little ones, or you are parents or grandparents, you may be very interested in these. Just Me and You and Playground of Life. Okay, these are interesting because at first look, I see this as one background stamp, one background stamp. But if you read here and look at the sample photos, they are each made up of 4 stamp sets, or stamps, not sets, 4 stamps. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can mix and match, you can combine them, you could use some or all, or 1 or 2 or 3 of them, right? And same thing with this one. I always love a good wreath stamp too, but you know, you get a look at how the different ways they're used. So don't be fooled like that, like I was. It was actually Tracy on my team that pointed out, oh, no. Those are, I think it was Tracy. Maybe not. Somebody on my team pointed out that, it was Christine when we were on stage, pointed out they aren't background stamps. They're 4 individual stamps sold as a set that fit together, which is really clever. Feathered Fun. If you are a bird lover, this is for you. This is kind of unique along these lines. This is that art where they take like a single line that goes on and draws a figure or a shape, which is pretty clever in itself. If you know any fishermen or people who like to spend time on the water, at the dock, or on a pier, this is a great one. Peaceful Pier. It does look peaceful, doesn't it? I look at that pier and imagine myself sitting there, and it does feel peaceful, doesn't it? And look at the samples made here. Fabulous. Okay. Peaceful View. Now this is really unique, and I have seen some people playing with it as they got it on stage. Different ways to use the stamp. You can add color. You could do it as a single color, like a silhouette. Or here they've added it to pieces of DSP that have scenes. So that's a neat way to use that one. Okay, more returning favorites. More returning favorite dies and stamp bundles. Okay, here on pages 102 and 103, I don't think there's anything new. All things we've had before, but this is where you can look for the tools. The tools of our trade. All right. Punches. We have an assortment of punches. And here they give different ways of using the punches as well. I love that I'm seeing techniques and different ways, unique ways of using some of our Stampin' Up! Products, right? The more ways we have to use our products, the more we're getting our money's worth and enjoying our products, right? You don't want to get something and leave it sitting because you don't know how to use it, or you used it once, one way. Hey, there's lots of ways. Okay, these are dies that are just sold on their own. They're all wonderful. I've been trying to, I have this one and I cannot find it for the life of me. I wonder if I loaned it to somebody. But anyways, I love all of the alphabet sets because now we have 3 different sets, different fonts, different sizes. Here are our embossing folders. We've got a couple of new ones that coordinate with some sweets. I do love that they added the size because there are some very different sizes here. Clear blocks, okay, and again, they're giving us, showing us different ways that we can use the clear blocks. This is always a fun thing to do, I think. Okay, 2 pages of adhesives. I love that they use these icons here to suggest how we would use each of the adhesives. Okay, our specialty papers are pretty much the same. Again, they gave us some neat techniques to use with some of those specialty papers. Okay, we have some returning specialty DSP and this brand new one, okay? And it's hard to see in the catalog, but this would be used, well, here's an example. You can do some stamp and resist techniques with these Irresistible Designs specialty DSP. Okay, next we have our DSP section. They brought back, thank you Stampin' Up! For listening and bringing this back and putting it into our annual catalog once again. We also have the letter N that denotes the new ones, and we have several of our favorite DSPs returning. Season of Elegance is one. What else is returning? Nests of Winter, Perennial Lavender, Thoughtful Journey, Country Woods, as well as a number of new ones. Again, some returning favorites and new ones. Note that every year, Stampin' Up! Has a collection of 6x6 DSP in each of our color families, as well as each of our in color families. And these designs change year to year. All right. So same color families, just that the designs change year to year. Here are some suggestions for gifting. And 2 pages of embellishments. Oh, you know what? I never even noticed this before. I've been through this catalog so many times, and this is the first I've noticed this. Metallic textures rub-ons. Gosh, we haven't had rub-ons in I don't know how long. Interesting, I just now noticed that. Here's that washi tape we talked about earlier. Flat pearls in the 2024 to 2026 in colors, as well as the brand new 2025 to 2027 in colors. Ribbons, of course, I had to order the new in colors. Many of these others we've had before. Here are on pages 128 and 129 tools that help us create cards that emphasize blending. So that's a kind of a nice way to lay that out and see the different options of our blending tools. Here is an explanation of some of each of our specialty inks, okay? White, Versamark, Black Memento, Stays On, and of course a Stays On cleaner. If you use Stays On inks, you definitely want to purchase the Stays On cleaner, okay? These are permanent inks, so you need something that removes those permanent inks from your red rubber stamps. All right, what's here? Projects that pop, they just give you some more ideas for creating. Color personalities. This was fun. My favorite colors are typically reds and pinks. I like a lot of colors, but typically I gravitate to reds and pinks. So decide what is your, what colors maybe you use most often, what you gravitate to the most, maybe what your favorite color is, and to see if that color personality fits you. Just kind of a fun thing. Of course, we love our color wheel for helping us come up with various color combinations. Okay, and then we get into our color collections. One thing I want to point out is the cloud cover, okay, the cloud cover ink pad. I don't have the ink pad, but let me pull out the color. So cloud cover ink pad. There is a very, 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 very limited number of cloud cover ink pads being sold. What I want to tell you about them is we have been told that has been, the color on those ink pads has been inconsistent. So Stampin' Up! Did say they would, actually they're only being sold to demonstrators. They would sell them to demonstrators, but if we're purchasing those, we're taking a chance of whether or not the color is true as it should be. So they are not going to be selling the cloud cover ink pad to customers. But there are a couple of solutions. Our Stampin' Write markers, or coloring with our Stampin' Blends, or another solution would be to purchase the ink refill and the blank Stampin' spots. I think you can, let me see where the Stampin' spots are. It might, I might have to post that. I think I'm going to have to post that number. I posted it for my team, but I'll post it for, because I don't see it here. Okay, I don't see it here, so I'll post it. But we sell a set of, I think, 5 or 6 uninked Stampin' spots. So the suggestion I have for you would be to buy the cloud cover ink refill with the uninked Stampin' spots, and then you can make your own little ink pad, and that is the solution. Okay, so Stampin' Up! Apologizes for that, but the issue, through lots of testing, they've discovered the issue is this particular ink is reacting to some of the foam pads, and then the color doesn't stay true. So instead of selling you a product that does not meet their quality standards, this is the next best solution. In order for them to sell an ink pad, they would have to switch to an entirely different type of ink pad, which, financially doesn't make sense for one color. So this is what their decision is. They apologize for the inconvenience, but like I said, we do have a solution, and that's what counts, right? Okay. And I think that's about it for you. This is Sharing Loving Crafting stamp set at the back here is one of my favorites. So you might consider that. Now, moving on, we also have a new set of online exclusives. Online exclusives are launched every other month. So this is the 3rd release. So they did January, March, and May. This is the 3rd release. So some of these products are ones that coordinate with some of our products in the annual catalog, like the Celebratory Sips collection, or Suite, coordinates with the Celebratory Sips scrapbooking workshop. Same thing here, Floral Impressions wonderful, beautiful, sweet. I especially love the foiled frames and labels ephemera packs. These are die cut and they are also wonderful. Doris, I see your question regarding using the blank white stamp pad to put cloud cover on. Yes, that is another good solution. You can buy that blank white stamp pad. It is standard. In fact, I have one right here. It is standard size, and you could put the cloud cover ink refill onto this. What I will point out to you though is they don't sell just this. They sell it with the white craft ink. So if you already have one that you've put white craft ink on, that's great because this can be your craft ink refill for years and years to come. And then you can put the cloud cover ink into this, okay? But they don't sell just this. It's only sold with that craft ink, okay? So it's a give and take. If you would choose to go this route or the small uninked spots, Stampin' spots, okay? Good question. Okay, Tony, it is the same pad. So they said, you know, you're right there. You could do that, but they say it is a foam pad. So just like the ones they initially made, some may work and some may not. So it could be inconsistent. My recommendation would still be to go with the ink spots because it has the linen pad, okay? So yeah, sorry about the mix-up. That is an option to use the big ink, but it's the same. It's like rolling the dice, just like as for demonstrators who are buying the cloud cover ink pads they initially made. All right, it's a give and take. You might get one that's perfectly fine. You might get one that loses its true color. So while that is an option, my recommendation is still going with the ink spots, okay? Still going with the ink spots. Thank you, Tony, for clarifying. Okay. Lots of new bundles. If you love anybody that's sailing or lives to be on the water, that's a great one. Just so many bundles, so many bundles. And then they've got some individual stamp sets. I love this one, Blooming Phrases. What I will do, because this is very small and hard to see, and I don't know why I had an extra page of that in there. Pull that out. After this live, I will be working on my email newsletter for this week. If you are not on my email newsletter, please go to stampinpeace.com and sign up for the newsletter there, okay? When I do that email newsletter, I will be adding the link for the catalog if you want to download it. I will also be adding a link for each of the online exclusive packet that I just showed you. And I will include the first and second releases of online exclusives in that email as well, okay? Those are those online exclusive packets. I will say there is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, Catherine Carroll, who has a Facebook group for demonstrators, for tech help for us. So she's somebody I follow, and she does these for demonstrators. We do pay for them, $5 each. If you are a demonstrator, I would encourage you to purchase the PDF with her to share with your teams and your customers, okay? Rather than just taking it from me or somebody else, because this is part of her business. And she does give permission to anybody that purchased the $5 PDF from her to share it with her customers. So I will be doing that. But I think just out of respect for the work she does, if you're a demonstrator, I would encourage you to buy that PDF from her. Okay, I mentioned we have 2 new kits. Be sure and check them out. Share a Smile and Beautiful Blues kits online. And then the last thing I want to mention today is our starter kit special. What a great time for Stampin' Up! To offer a starter kit special. Let me tell you about it. Normally, our starter kit costs $99 plus tax, and it ships free. However, during the month of May, Stampin' Up! Is giving new recruits a gift of an additional $40 of product credit. So instead of $125 in products that you get to choose $165 in product and pay just $99 plus sales tax, and it includes free shipping. So you can't beat the deal. If you are planning to place an order anywhere close to $100, you really should be going for the starter kit special, okay? You are not, by purchasing a starter kit, you are not under any obligation to do a blog or have classes or do anything you don't want to do. Many, many people who purchase the starter kit and join Stampin' Up! Do it for the ongoing discount, okay? Everybody starts with a $20 discount. You still earn your 10% Stampin' Rewards when you shop, but you're going to get an additional 20% off with the potential to get an additional discount, okay? If you have questions about that, please let me know. When you join with me, I will add you to our team's private Facebook group, and that is where my team members have access to all of my PDF tutorials for current and past classes to go. They also get my One Sheet Wonder tutorials for free as well, okay? I'm looking to see questions. I answered the question about the ink pad. Sorry for the mix-up on the confusion on that, but still my recommendation is go with the uninked Stampin' Spots and the Cloud Cover ink refill. Tanya, I'm assuming you are a demonstrator, so yes, I will get you her information. Okay. Any questions about anything you've seen? I know that's a lot to cover in 1 hour, but I want to give you as much information as I possibly can. And I know my voice is still froggy, so that doesn't help. That doesn't help. All right, any questions? Okay, if you don't have a catalog, anybody who made a Stampin' Up! Order or placed a Stampin' Up! Order with me since last May was on the list to receive a catalog, and I had those sent through Stampin' Up! If you have not received it, if you think you're on that list and you have not received it by today, just shoot me an email or go to stampinpiece.com and fill out a contact form, okay? If you are not one of my customers and are looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please let me know, and I will tell you how you can get an annual catalog. The other thing you can do is go to stampinpiece.com and download the PDF version of the catalog. You do that at the bottom of the stampinpiece.com page, okay? If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you should have received your free complimentary catalog from Stampin' Up! With any order you've placed in May. If you didn't, and you're placing or in April, I should say April. And then if you didn't place if you're a Stampin' Up if you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator and you did not place a demonstrator order in April, but you plan to this month, then you would get your complimentary catalog with that. All right. Okay, I hope you all have a great day. Assuming I will still be able to talk at 5 o'clock today, I will have a creative demonstration for you, 5 p.m. Eastern Time today, May 6th, here on Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. So hope to see you then. Have a great day.